Anyone present wishing to testify before the committee, please register at the kiosk located in the hallways behind the hearing room. If you require assistance in registering or testifying, please contact the committee staff. Additionally, as stated on the hearing notice, there will be a time limit of 3 minutes per witness that will be strictly enforced during the public testimony period. Chair lays out House Bill 827 and recognizes Representative Mesa to explain her bill. Let the record show Representative Hernandez is present.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members, for hearing this bill. The purpose of House Bill 827 is to address public safety concerns surrounding BYOB establishments in unincorporated areas of a county. For anybody that doesn't know what BYOB means, bring your own bottle. Currently, the TABC is authorized to inspect licensed facilities for human trafficking and for serving minors, but unlicensed facilities such as BYOB establishments are not subject to TABC inspection. This lack of oversight places vulnerable populations, including minors, potential victims of human trafficking, and so on, at risk. A notable example of the dangers of BYOB establishments is demonstrated in a 2020 article by the Dallas Morning News, where the article highlights a strip club that lost its permit to sell alcohol and then promptly opened as BYOB establishment. The same club was later raided by the Bexar County Sheriff's Department for employing underage dancers. To promote health and safety, House Bill 827 requires the registration of BYOB establishments in unincorporated areas of the county. And the bill mandates that the county be provided with information regarding ownership interest, establishment name and address, and operating hours. Right now, they're not even registered. You know, it's kind of like don't even know that they exist or that they're there. The county may also request additional information to be included in the registration form for BYOB establishments. Additionally, the bill permits county law enforcement, health inspectors, the fire marshal to conduct inspections of the facility to ensure compliance with health and safety standards. To further safeguard the community, House Bill 827 provides for misdemeanor charges and fines not exceeding $5,000, 90 days in jail or both, and if a BYOB establishment fails to comply with the registration and inspection provisions. Finally, after careful consideration with county stakeholders, submitted a committee substitute that eliminates the provisions regarding operating hours and capacity that were in section 234.162. So once again, thank you for your time and consideration. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on this issue and reserve the right to close.
You will have your right. Members, are there any questions? Hearing none, there are no witnesses. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 827? Hearing none, the chair recognizes Representative Mesa to close on House Bill 827.
Thank you. We had this bill last session. TABC testified on it, and they were in favor of it. In fact, ones that came and talked to me about the bill.
They can't be in favor of it. They can't be in favor of it.
That's a state agency, so they probably won't. They were a resource witness, right?
Resource,
yeah.
Okay. Came and talked to me about the bill.
Yeah.
Discussed the bill with me. And so, with the concerns that they had, and so we feel like this bill this time addresses any concerns, and it passed through last time, so we hope that it'll be able to pass through again this time with the improvements that have been made to it. I close.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
If there are no objections, House Bill 827 will be left pending. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The House Bill 827 is left pending.
Thank you.
Chair lays out House Bill 1345 and recognizes Representative Busey to explain his bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members, for allowing me the privilege to lay out House Bill 1345. This bill removes the restriction that local distilleries may only sell up to 2 750 milliliter bottles of liquor to the same customer within a 30-day period. Current law states that a local distillery may not sell more than 2 750 milliliter bottles of liquor to the same consumer within a 30-day period. The current 2-bottle limit presents an arbitrary, unnecessary burden on local distilleries, as other sellers and distributors of alcohol are not subject to this restriction. This exception encourages many patrons of local distilleries to go elsewhere when purchasing alcohol for consumption at home. Removing the 2-bottle limit will give local distilleries more of an opportunity to run a competitive, profitable business. I want to thank you all for hearing this bill. I've got JA spots available. It's about freedom. Let's help our small business distilleries. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, are there any questions for Representative Busey? Didn't have to wait as long, did you?
Hey, look at you.
No further questions. We have two scheduled to testify. Scott Calamay. Welcome, sir. Please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill. You want to hand it? Sure. You can just, I'm sorry, say that again?
A written statement to enter into
Okay.
testimony as well.
Yep.
My name is Scott Kalam. I'm the CEO of Leanderthal Distilling in Leander, Texas. And go ahead and start.
Yes, yes, sir.
We should all be alarmed by the next sentence I'm about to say, everybody in this room. Distilleries in Colorado, Illinois, and California have more economic liberty than those in Texas. The 2-bottle limit is hurting makers, consumers, distributors, and even retailers, in my view, and I'll explain why. No distillery owner in the state of Texas, including me, wants to have their direct bottle sales be the sum total of their business. There are 3,000 or so liquor stores in the state of Texas. I have one location. My dream is to have my brands in every one of those liquor stores on their shelves, and I will spend money to make that happen. We get that money from direct bottle sales, but right now we are hobbled. When people buy directly from us, we plow that margin right back into sponsorships, advertising, and more to drive people to retailers. Using saved up money from direct bottle sales, we spent several $1,000s sponsoring the Austin Music Awards recently, and we used our ad in the Austin Chronicle to send customers to liquor stores and to connect retailers with our distributors. We said, take this to your liquor store so they can carry this bourbon for you. We matched that up with a bottle, with the actual product number, and sent a message to retailers to get hooked up with our distributor. We intend to be partners with our retailers in this business, not competitors, and we'll be better partners with more direct bottle sales. We used saved up money from direct bottle sales to pay the city of Leander $5,000 for the past 2 years to sponsor the July 4th Liberty Fest. The city's bar vendor gets our product from Twin Liquor, their wholesale division, who gets it from my distributor. With more direct bottle sales, we will do more for our retailers, our distributor, and our community. As an entrepreneur, my dream is to have sales through retailers dwarf our direct bottle sales that we have at the distillery. But for that to happen, we need unlimited and unleashed direct bottle sales at the distillery. During the pandemic, we used saved up money from direct sales to buy ethanol for hand sanitizer, and we donated a lot to first responders in our community. I do not want a reward for that, but I do want the economic liberty we should have had all along that would have let us do more in that instance. Finally, direct bottle sales are the only lifeline for new producers who don't yet have a distributor or an effective one, which is required to get into liquor stores. That lifeline should not be restricted. And with the alphabet soup of regulators on us, from TABC to TXDHHS and the insurance we carry, there is no public safety argument for this limit. Please bring this freedom-increasing measure to a full vote and unleash the potential of some of Texas's most creative entrepreneurs. If you have questions, fire away. This is a monologue, but I'm ready for a dialogue or a debate if necessary.
Thank you, sir. Members, are there any questions for the witness? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Chair calls Tom Giovanetti. Mr. Giovanetti, if you can state your name, who you represent, your position on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Tom Giovanetti. I'm the president of the Institute for Policy Innovation. We are a conservative free market think tank in Dallas. We're 35 years old. And one of the lovely things about my organization is that we get to be in Texas rather than Washington, D.C. We're proud of Texas. I love being able to live here rather than having to live in Northern Virginia. We Texans like to tell ourselves that our state is the paradise of free market and limited government and entrepreneurship. But too often we talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk. And that is particularly the case in this state when it comes to the alcohol distribution regime. The code is thick. Filthy is probably a better word, with limitations and restrictions designed to favor one group of players over another group of players. There's no legitimate reason for these limitations. We have a working model in this country, the wine industry, which is not regulated nearly as heavily as the distillers. And the Texas wine industry has been a tremendous story of success. There's no reason why we should be treating distillers in a much more restrictive way. There's absolutely no justification for a 2-bottle limit for distillers to be able to sell to their customers. It's there because of other interests in the industry who are trying to hogtie the distillers. That's not a legitimate reason for law and legislation. In a state where we like to pride ourselves on entrepreneurship, individual liberty, free markets, and consumer choice, these sorts of regulations should go. So I'm proud to testify in favor of Mr. Busey's bill. I hope you'll move it along to the next stage. You have a number of bills before you today that all would have the effect of moving Texas's alcohol distribution system more in the direction of free markets, consumer choice, entrepreneurship, and limited government. And I would urge you to move those bills. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Members, are there any questions? Thank you, sir. No other witness. If there's anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 1345, if not, Chair recognizes Mr. Busey to close on House Bill 1345.
Thank you, Chairman Shaheen and members. This bill removes an arbitrary 2-bottle limit. I think it makes sense for our small distilleries, and I would love your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Busey.
Thank you, members.
If there's no objection, House Bill 1345 will be left pending. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The House Bill 1345 is left pending. Chair lays out House Bill 1978 and recognizes Representative Chetan to explain the bill.
Thank you, Chairman. Members, I'm here to lay out House Bill 1978, which is a simple bill. It allows Texas liquor stores to have the ability to do something that all other Texas retailers are allowed to do. It's offer coupons. Having spent 10 years in retail management, working in various retailers, the ability to offer coupons has saved customers money as retailers of all sizes use this method to advertise and attract customers. Happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I reserve the right to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chetan. Any questions for Mr. Chetan? Reserve your right to close. If there's no further questions, we have one person registered to testify, Edward Cooper. Is Edward Cooper here? Welcome, sir. Please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Edward Cooper. I represent North Texas Fine Wine and Spirits, LLC. It trades as Total Wine and More. As Representative Chetan had mentioned, 1978 is a simple bill. It allows package stores to offer retailer-backed coupons, which saves money for customers on their overall purchase and helps package stores build loyalty with their customers. Texas is one of the few states in the nation that does not permit retailer-backed coupons. Package store can alcohol manufacturers may offer coupons, and a package store can match the price of another package store if the customers show the prices at another price, at another store, and bring in an ad or reference an app. Texas law does not expressly allow a package store to issue a coupon to consumers. The TABC does not believe as well that it has the ability to allow for such coupons by rule. If passed, package store may, a package store may, not shall, but may offer coupons. Some people may testify against this bill and say the small liquor stores will be harmed by other package stores offering coupons. All package stores can already offer discounts, loyalty clubs, and do price matching with other stores. The package store industry in Texas seems to be very healthy with the existence of these market tools. There are, as I've mentioned, there are producers that can already offer coupons. Package stores may not. That seems a little bit odd that manufacturers want to prevent package stores from doing that, from being able to do that. Once a package store buys a product through the three-tier system, they should be able to control how to price or to discount it. Why should the manufacturers who sold it to the wholesaler tell the retailer what to do? I want to thank Representative Chetan for sponsoring this bill, and I ask the members of the subcommittee to please support HB 1978 and willing to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, sir. Members, are there any questions? Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 1978? Hearing none, the chair recognizes Representative Chetan to close on his bill.
Thank you, Chair. So it's sad that I even had to bring this bill, that this is part of the law right now, and hope you have your favorable consideration. And with that, I close.
Thank you, sir. If there's no objection, House Bill 1978 will be left pending. Is there objection? The chair has none. That House Bill 1978 is left pending. Who is? Okay. We'll stand at ease for a second. You better be voting my bills out. Let me just have a quick, right?
Come on.
You're up. Chair lays out House Bill.
Come to order first.
Oh, did I? Oh, do I have to back? Okay.
Yeah, just come to order.
We'll come to order. Chair lays out House Bill 4096 and recognize Representative Troxclair to explain her bill. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Chairman and members. Thank you for your patience. I was finishing up another committee meeting, and I was the last one for quorum, so they wouldn't let me leave. Anyway, so this is a great bill. House Bill 4096 is pro-business, free market. It allows package stores in Texas to buy spirits directly from local distilleries in their county or an adjacent county. As you might know, I represent a big portion of the Texas Hill Country where wineries, breweries, and to a lesser extent, distilleries have flourished and contributed significantly to the state's economy. In the past 10 to 15 years, this legislature has lived up to its pro-business, free market reputation when it comes to wineries and breweries by making it easier for them to do business and make a profit. The legislature has not done as much regarding distilleries, which is stifling the growth of the industry. Distilleries cannot currently ship directly to customers. They cannot sell on Sundays. They can only sell 2 bottles per person in 30 days, and they can't self-distribute like wine and beer. Additionally, while there are over 150 distilleries in Texas, there are only a handful of distributors to carry these products, making it hard for distilleries to reach consumers. This is one small step in helping distilleries get products to consumers and helping package stores access local spirits they may not be able to get through a distributor. But it's really important to note that this bill is completely permissive and totally up to the package store to decide whether or not they want to buy a local distillery's products. I would be happy to answer your questions and reserve the right to close.
We will give you your right to close. Members, are there any questions? No further questions. We'll begin public testimony. We have one witness, Mr. Tom Giovanetti. Welcome back. State your name, who you represent, your position on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Tom Giovanetti. I'm the president of the Institute for Policy Innovation. We're a 35-year-old conservative free market think tank in Dallas. And I'm here to testify in favor of the legislation. It removes an unnecessary restriction. It doesn't require anyone to do anything. It simply allows someone to do something if they so choose. It would be yet another step in moving our archaic, out-of-date, and protectionist alcohol distribution regime more in the direction of consumer choice, free markets, entrepreneurship, and limited government. We should not be shackling our distillers in a way that we do not shackle our wineries, in a way that we do not shackle our distributors, and in a way that we do not shackle our breweries. And so I would urge you to move this legislation to the next step and welcome any questions.
Thank you, sir. Members, are there any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 4096, excuse me? Hearing none, the chair recognizes Representative Troxclair to close on her bill.
Thank you so much. I just thought I would mention that clearly there are lots of consumers drinking liquor in Texas, but those spirits are being bought from out of state. So allowing the flexibility that this bill provides would help customers get access to Texas made distillery products and help create jobs and contribute to our economic base. So thank you so much. I would be grateful for your favorable consideration.
All right, good job. If there's no objection, House Bill 4096 will be left pending. Is there objection? Chair hears none. House Bill 4096 is left pending. All right, I'm not going to stay at ease this time. I'm just going to be quiet.
Lay it out. Just lay it out. I'll lay it out.
Can you lay that?
Yeah.
Do you have all the stuff? Because he's going to be a while, right?
Give it to me.
Okay. Chair lays out House Bill 2578 and recognize Representative Goldman to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and member.
Oh, she's gone.
I didn't even see she left. House Bill 2578 relates to the sale of distilled spirits to the ultimate consumer by the holder of a distiller and rectifier's permit. Happy to answer any questions.
I've got a few questions.
Yeah, I bet you do. I didn't see she left.
I don't think there's any questions. Are members, are there any questions? Hearing none.
I've got questions.
Do we have two witnesses?
We do have two witnesses.
Okay. Chair calls Tom Giovanetti.
I didn't see you leave.
Please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
At great risk of redundancy, my name is Tom Giovanetti. I'm the president of the Institute for Policy Innovation. We're a conservative free market think tank in Dallas. And as you can imagine, if we are in favor of completely reducing the cap on the number of bottles that a distiller can sell, why would we not be in favor of raising the cap from 2 bottles to 6 bottles? If that's the best we can do, let's do that. It would be better, however, to completely remove the cap. And I'll use the rest of my time to make a point, and that is this. It is the job of legislators to set policy, not industry players themselves. If industry players get together and form a cartel and make a deal and make an agreement, that does not bind the legislature. The legislature should be pursuing proper policy that gives consumers choice, entrepreneurs opportunity, and represents a free market, limited government approach. So I would urge you to not pay so much attention to agreements and deals that are cut between lobbyists and actually focus on doing the right thing for Texas consumers and entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Members, are there any questions? Chair calls Scott Calamay. Welcome back. Please give us your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Scott Kalam, the CEO of Leanderthal Distilling in Leander, Texas. And I think the first thing I'm going to do after this hearing is invite Tom for a drink. I agree with everything he stated so far. And rather than reading from a statement right now, I'm just going to speak from the heart. I cannot tell you the number of times a developer or a realtor has come to Leanderthal and told me, hey, Scotty, I need a case of your vodka or a case of your bourbon to be able to give as closing gifts on real estate or as client gifts from a developer, and I can't do it. There are often instances, too, where distilleries have distillery-only releases where we make it in such a small batch, maybe just 250 bottles of a barrel-aged product or something that would not make economic sense at all to even put into our distributors' inventory. So those bottles, too, are limited, and they really shouldn't be. As Tom just said, if we can't get rid of the limit completely, 6 bottles is definitely better than 2. That means a married couple comes in, they can buy a case. I've had this happen, too, where people come in, they want to buy cases of our stuff that they can't find maybe well distributed enough out in the marketplace for one of their daughters or sons' weddings. And the only place they can really get the kind of volume they would need for that wedding is directly from us at this point. But again, I want to emphasize how much we are focused on being partners with our retail stores in this industry, and how often, when we can, somebody calls us up and says, "Hey, can we get a case of the new bourbon?" I actually prefer that they go to one of the stores that carries our stuff. Nothing makes me feel better than to send one of our customers to buy an entire case from a local liquor store that we have a great relationship with that was supplied by our distributor. So with that, I want to echo everything Tom said about the free market. And if we can't get a limit of unlimited, let's do at least 6. And thank you all for your time and your service to the state.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions? Is there anyone else who wishes to testify on, for, or against House Bill 2578? Hearing none, Chair recognizes Representative Cook to close and hopefully do better than the opening on House Bill 2578.
Was it a high bar or a low bar?
Pretty
No.
Oh, Mr. Gold. Oh, I was hoping the chairman would have done it. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members, for hearing this bill, HB 2578, and heard obviously the last witness's testimony, and it obviously sums up the purpose in this. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to a distillery in downtown Fort Worth, and that's when I first became aware of this problem for consumers, including myself. And so, once you do a sampling, you sometimes want to take different bottles. And so that was the purpose upon which is really consumer driven. And I agree that, the three-tier process that we have in Texas is working and does not need to be fixed, and that's not the intent of this bill. So I think it's just in order to give a consumer that wants to buy multiple bottles, maybe there's tried, bourbons and vodkas and different types of distilleries, and you want one of each or whatever the case may be. So I think this is just an opportunity to give them an option. I appreciate the committee hearing the bill, and be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, members?
Otherwise, I close. Thank you. Appreciate it.
There's no objection. House Bill 2578 will be left pending. Is there objection? The chair hears none. House Bill 2578 is left pending. Members, that concludes today's agenda. Is there any further business for the committee to address? If not, the chair moves to adjourn. Is there objection? Hearing none, the committee stands adjourned, subject to the call of the chair. Hey, come back.